Hey people, what's going on? It's Jameel. Okay, so I want to give people a brief introduction into who I am and what I'm doing on here speaking on gang stalking. Now, what I've been doing for the last 4 years is getting deeper and deeper and deeper into conspiracies. I've been studying conspiracies my whole life, but it wasn't until 4 years I really started getting serious about it. And then 2 years ago, I had just went out, did a bunch of interviews with a lot of different people, and my particular interest of conspiracy theories was the 1960s and 70s. And I had covered conspiracies that are well known, or I had covered subjects that I had put a conspiracy spin on them. Like the Jonestown thing, the Manson family thing, even the Zodiac murders. Then a lot of lesser known crimes, like the zebra, or alleged crimes, like the zebra murders, the Son of Sam thing, yada 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 yada. And at the time I was studying this stuff, a lot of stuff, had much deeper connections. And one of the biggest things I realized was, the connections that my research had to the Hollywood, like the Manson family. Then Jonestown was deeply connected to many secret societies and stuff. And so, I went out and I did a lot of interviews and I'm speaking and I'm reaching thousands of people online. The people who are hearing me speak, the average Joe out there, they may say this is interesting, but they're really not going to know the actuality of what I'm talking about. The only people who are going to truly know what I'm talking about are the people who were behind it, which were the most powerful people in the world. I had attracted the attention, not of the Central Intelligence Agency, but the people who own the Central Intelligence Agency, not of the Vatican, but the people who own the Vatican. They heard me speaking and they said, God, what does this guy know? He's out here online. We can't have that. And so I got put in a situation where I was set up to be killed, beat that 110% no matter what. Then I went back out, kept running my mouth online. I was very passionate about conspiracy research. Then what happened was I got put into the gang stalking program. And I call it a program because that's exactly what it is. And gang stalking is very interesting. Ted Gunderson, the former head of the Los Angeles FBI, had experienced gang stalking. So the former head of the FBI in Los Angeles can go through it. JAMEEL RAWLS can go through it. Martin Lawrence running down the street with a gun saying, they're trying to kill me, they're trying to kill me. That was gang stalking. Britney Spears, the issue she went through, that was gang stalking. It's notorious in Hollywood and it's worldwide. No one was able to beat it until I stepped out onto the plate. And I've been getting a lot of emails. And then people gave me their phone number. They wanted me to call them and talk to them. I recently talked to a young man. He has been going through gang stalking extensively, really serious. And he was on his way to becoming a professional skateboarder. When I say professional, I'm talking about up there in the top branches. He's from California, the West Coast, where skateboarding is just phenomenal out there. On the West Coast, everybody loves skateboarding. That's where the surfers come from and all that. And so I talked to him, and he was going through it. And I was able to tell him, man, it's your experience of it. It's your experience of the gang stalking. Let's use this to get you. We're trying to get back to where we were before. Let's use this experience of gang stalking to make you become a 10 times better skateboarder. Other skateboarders that go out there and they face obstacles, they don't go through gang stalking. Why they do it? When you use this experience, it's going to turn you into the best skateboarder in the world. And so now I'm talking to him, and we're kind of linking because his family very successful. They do business in Beverly Hills, a lot of other places. And I love the Los Angeles area. I love it. And so that's so we're linking. And so I want to be able to show the world that this young man is going to become the second person in the world to ever beat gang stalking, and it's going to be a formula. We just keep laying it down. We keep the ball rolling. We keep putting that 110% in no matter what. I go out, I exercise, I work out. I don't care how tired I get. I just keep laying down that 110 no matter what. We keep it going. We got the spirituality in it. When our body's tired, our spirit continues on. And that's what gang stalking is about. Your spirit's going to continue on. Your connection to the higher spirit, God, or whatever you call it, Allah, Jesus, Buddha, is going to be 10 times stronger than anything else a man can come up with. And this guy was hitting me with some stuff, man. He explained to me when I was speaking to him. He explained to me sideshows. Now, I had never brought this up, but there is a such thing in the gang stalking program called sideshows. It's when you're walking down the street or driving in a car, they will set up fake sort of things going on. It might be a police officer arresting somebody. It could be somebody being injured. It could just be something, nonsensical. It could be somebody, just sitting outside selling cell phones. They will set this stuff up and use it to throw you off track. Now, the interesting thing about gang stalking is when people talk about stuff like that, they always seem silly. The reason why you seem silly is because there's a much bigger picture going on. When you're being gang stalked, it's not you that everything is about. This is a big, huge, gigantic program. They need people to gang stalk to keep it going, keep the money exchanging hands, to keep the checks coming in. What are they going to use? What are they going to do if they don't? They have to keep this gigantic program going. Now, after Vietnam, the military-industrial complex started going down, and then now people are starting to realize the whole terrorism thing isn't what they thought it was. That's starting to go down. Well, what are we going to use all this stuff for? All our strategists, every technology they got, even drone planes. I spoke to this young man. He told me even drone planes were used against him. I believed him 110% because I know what gang stalking's about. But I had explained to him, this isn't exactly just all about you. This is a gigantic, gigantic business they have to keep going. And why this young man became a threat, I don't know. See, for me, I do know. I went out there and ran my mouth about the private business of the people who put the president in the White House. I went out there and ran my mouth about the people who run the motion picture industry. I was putting their personal business out to the world, so I know why I'm getting gang stalked. I don't have to question. I know. And I'm lucky to get gang stalked. I'm lucky I got to live through it and live to beat gang stalking. So I'm grateful for the gang stalking program. I love the gang stalking program. My own mother gang stalks me. I'm rough. And so I'm explaining to him, it may be you were on your way to become a professional skateboarder. That's when it happened. That's when the gang stalked. I said, oh my God. Corporate rivalry. This could be a situation where somebody else had the connections to put the gang stalking program on you. Possibly, maybe they wanted their own son to become the next professional skateboarder, and you were in the way. Now, this sounds silly, but go to YouTube and type in MSNBC gang stalking. MSNBC covered it. They had a big, huge thing going on in California where people were actually hearing voices from gang stalking. Now, that's never happened to me, but I can believe it could be true. People were actually going through situations where they were feeling like they weren't themselves. Electronic harassment. I've had my food drugged. I've had all kinds of things go on with me. I look at it like this. My connection to my Creator, the Spirit, is 100 times, 1,000 times more potent than anything a man could come up with. No one's going to come be in between that, thus making me the only person who will ever be gang stalking JAMEEL RAWLS. So what I encourage people to do, if you're going through gang stalking, is contact me. Now that's only one person I've spoken to on the phone. I speak to somebody else. They've been being gang stalked since they were a child. They went through a situation as a child where they went through abuse, and that abuse turned into gang stalking. I'm thinking, possibly maybe the abuser was in a situation where they felt threatened, so they wanted to watch the child grow up and watch him fresh life, so they didn't talk. Maybe the abuser was a powerful person. I don't know. Things like that are real. And the gang stalking keeps coming up. I mean, every day there's new people on the internet talking about they're getting gang stalked. It can happen to anybody. It can happen to somebody in Congress. A congressman can be gang stalked. A lawyer can be gang stalked. So that's where I come in. If you work at a corporation, you're a professional, and you cannot afford to lose your job, you cannot afford to have to take drugs to deal with it. If you're thinking about suicide, call me. Email me. Let's talk. Call me. I'll go to your work with you. I'll explain to you what's going on around you. I'll take you through it. I live in my mother's home with no car. I had to walk 20 miles being gang stalked the whole way. Everywhere I went, everything I did, I know all about it. I beat it 110% no matter what. So where I'm coming from now is now people are reaching out to me. I'm speaking to people on the phone. Last week, it was just about making videos. 3-4 days ago, it turned into emails. Now I'm speaking to people. My next step is I'm going to be meeting with people and explaining to people how to beat it no matter what. So if you're being gang stalked and you're seriously interested in beating it, reach out to me. There's nothing to feel silly about. I talked about extraterrestrials on the internet for a long time. I talked about all kinds of stuff. So talking about gang stalking does not bother me at all. So, let that be said. And then for a lot of people who've been watching my videos, maybe you've been watching my videos for like a year, 2 years, something like that. I went through conspiracy research, and now it's about my experience of that. My experience of conspiracy research was far greater than the conspiracies themselves. where the conspiracies led me, the type of experiences I had. And gang stalking is just one hallway of it. There's many other hallways of different things I went through going through conspiracy research. And so this is something I'm going to be helping people with. And you know, nobody on the internet ever stepped forth and said, hey, I have answers. I have answers. I want to help people beat gang stalking. And so I had this, JAMEEL RAWLS, the only person who will ever beat gang stalking, I had to step up to the plate and take that glory. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to change your experience of it and make it better. It's going to make you 110% better no matter what. Every day I get better. Every day I get stronger. Every day I get faster, spiritually, psychologically, physically. If it wasn't for the gang stalking program, I would not be who I am today. I mean, this program has helped me no matter what. No matter what. I'm telling you the honest truth. No, I don't have out of 100%, out of 110%, there's not 1% of doubt. The gang stalking program has improved my life completely. Now I'm talking to people on a daily basis, helping people. Now it's coming into view. My future is coming into view. I'm going to be, in not long from now, I'm going to be very, very successful putting out books, putting stuff out, man, out there talking to people. Eventually, we're going to be on stage talking to people. We're going to help people no matter what. And for the people who don't get gang stalked, who want something out of this experience, getting through distraction is everything. Trust me, if I can get through gang stalking and beat that 110% no matter what, whatever distraction you have in your life, you can grind through it. I know you can. If I can get through what I got through, you can get through what you got through. So if you want to come to me and tell me about, hey, JAMEEL, you know, I watched some of your videos, I'm having this experience, I want this perfect career opportunity, or I'm on drugs, or my children are on drugs, or my husband's on drugs, my wife's on drugs, or, you know, we're in a family situation, we're trying to do this, or we are gang stalking, we want to get out of it, we're scared, we don't know what to do, or we want to become better gang stalkers, and we just want to hear what you have to say. Whatever your aspirations are in life, let me know, okay? And as I said before, it's all what you do with your 24 hours. Your 24 hours. Everybody has 24 hours no matter what. I don't care who you are. Even a dog has 24 hours. Listen to this. Every day I'm on schedule. If I'm not outside exercising, I'm talking to people on the phone, helping them grind through the gang stalking. I'm doing everything I can, man. Everything I can. Emailing people. Putting it down 110% no matter what. And listen to this. Instead of reposting a video about JAMEEL talking about aliens or one of JAMEEL's interviews, or instead of reposting a video about me talking about whatever I was talking about, repost a video that's going to help people about the gang stalking stuff. I know a lot of people repost my videos now, and that's cool. You know, I'm a cool person. You know, if you know, I'm actually honored. If somebody reposts my video, that makes me feel good. I'm with you. But repost it about the gang stalking. And if you don't know what gang stalking is, look it up. I'm targeted for success, but there's a targeted individual. Google targeted individual. That's what gang stalking is. People are targeted by the government. I'm targeted for success. I love the government now. I'm serious. I love the government. Listen to this. Listen to this. The government is right and exact in everything they do. I'm going to explain that to you. The government's job is to preserve itself. That's all. Okay? So if somebody like JAMEEL RAWLS wants to go out and run his mouth and figure out what the government was doing 50 years ago and go out and run his mouth, that's not their problem. If I go out and make enemies with the people who run the world, that's not the government's problem. They have their own battles to fight. So I let them do what they need to do. That's their business. I would be honored if they'd contact me. If somebody in the FBI said, hey, JAMEEL, listen, we want to know how you did this. Listen, will you come down here and explain this to us? I'm right on it, baby, no matter what. If the Central Intelligence Agency called me and said, come to Langley. Hell, one of the secret societies called me. Even the ones I got into it with, if they called me and said, listen, man, everything is done with. Look, we want to find out how'd you do it. I'm right there, baby, no matter what, 110%. And so that's how it goes down. And so that's the level I'm at now. If a foreign government calls me and says, we got gang stalking in our country, can you come in and beat them? I'm 110% no matter what. And so that's the level we're at now, is just helping people on a continuous basis, no matter who you are. If a dog is getting gang stalked, if I can help the dog, I'm going to help the dog. See what I'm saying? And so everything's coming into view now. So whoever wants that extra help to beat gang stalking, just, let me know. All right? No matter what, let me know. And for people who are interested in becoming better conspiracy researchers, You know, there's a lot of people interested in conspiracy. To me, conspiracy was just a vehicle to get to me to where I needed to be. I was just using conspiracy to try to figure something out, try to find myself, and then I eventually landed in gang stalking, and gang stalking helped me get through every issue. The gang stalking has made my life better in every aspect, and so now I'm going to give back. Now I'm going to give back to the gang stalking program by helping people do what I did and beat it and get through it. So, you know, there it is. All right.